Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. All right, guys, another red day in the community, in the markets. Hopefully, you guys watched yesterday's recap and you implemented all those teachings from yesterday, how to short the market, the VIX strategy. I'm not going to go too much into that strategy, already covered it yesterday. But bunch of plays today. Tesla, home run. Huge winner. Multiple five-figure trades on Tesla today for the community. So we will recap Tesla. We'll touch base on the other earning plays as well. Just before I start, quick introduction to anybody who's new to me, new to my YouTube, new to my community. All these trade recaps, all these teachings are from any ideas are shared on Twitter or shared on previous YouTube videos, any of our Twitter X accounts, or mostly from our community. We trade a repeatable system called Ripster EMA clouds, and we trade repeatable setups. We do not trade random. We repeat these setups, strategies every day, day in, day out, and that's what I try to teach you here every day. In the morning, me and my team, we create a plan for the day. You can see the game plan for the day, which has the news, upgrades, downgrades. We have earning plays. All these plays, we have that. We make a plan what we are going to do with those trades during the day. So we have support pivot, we have resistance pivot, and we do have a game plan as well on those. So you can see that we had SMCI, MSTR, HIMS, TEM, Tesla, SPY, all those on our pre-market plan. And we'll see how these went, and we'll recap them. In addition to that, we also provide what we call our day 2, day 3 setups. PLTR was one of our day 2, day 3 setup. We have other setups as well that we provide on day 2, day 3. DPZ was one of our another day 2, day 3 setup, which we will recap as well. In addition to that, we also have we provide daily levels for the crypto stocks, Coin, MSTR, CLSK, Mora. We provide daily levels for the index stocks, SPY, QQQ, IWM, VIX, Apple, Amazon, Meta, all those we will cover today as well. So the traders can use these levels and use Ripster EMA cloud system to trade on their own, to trade the markets. And if support breaks under the clouds, that's usually bearish. If resistance breaks over the clouds, that's the bullish entry there. I cover all this in my previous recaps and my webinars, how to trade this. I cover we have a bunch of webinars in the community. I have some free webinars on YouTube as well. About the entry exits and how to trade all these setups. We also trade futures. We also provide the future levels in the morning as well. I'm usually on the first few hours of the morning market open, guiding the traders through the market volatility, trade ideas, any ideas that I'm taking, or generally guiding them through all the plays we have on our watch list. I'm on voice, I'm on live share. We have a bunch of tools and scanners in the community. We have 3-4 option scanners, stock scanners, breaking news alert. We have the most active trading floor with thousands of traders on our trading floor sharing trade ideas and all day trying to find the opportunities in the market to win big and lose small. That's what we try to do. We do not trade random. We have our fixed, repeatable setups for the day trade, swing trades, investing, whatever we do. Everything is repeatable. So we are going to cover that as well today. Anyways, that's a good introduction. Let's start. All right, we're gonna start with a trade, the big trade of the day. That was actually, let's start with the SPY QQQ short sets today. So you watched yesterday's video as well. I covered that SPY was right stuck at this 50 MTFs on the daily chart, and you see we were breaking down yesterday on the daily chart. So it's bearish, third day bearish. It's not done yet. It's not and QQQ also became bearish. When it breaks the 50 EMA on daily, it's usually bearish, and all the way down it took like 2-3 weeks to go up, and it's just 3 days to come down. So this morning, let's look at what was planned in the morning. The plan was simple on the SPY QQQ market, trying to bounce, follow VIX 1950, long if VIX breaks 19, short over VIX 1920. This plan was simple. If VIX breaks 19, we long. If VIX stays over 1920, we short the market. It was that simple, guys. That simple was the plan. Let's start with SPY here, or QQQ. Let's take QQQs. Let's go here. So let's look here. What was our plan? The guidance here. Even on Twitter, I did tweet as well in this morning that for the SPY QQQ, So I tweeted this morning as well, follow VIX 1950, long of VIX breaks 19, short under if VIX is over 19. So the plan was pretty simple, guys, for the market. It was that simple. So as soon as I saw a little bit, VIX rejected 1950, but then it started to push over and QQQ was heavy. I told everybody short QQQs versus 3450, short the NASDAQ futures, QQQs, NASDAQ futures, target VIX is on 21, and and then we just started to fade. It was that simple, guys. It's nothing hard and fast. You can see my timestamp guidance right here at 934. I told everybody to short it. Your stops are right over 3450, stops are right over 3450, and you just ride the puts down into 10 a.m. trend time. And you can see that the QQQ options, also really went 200% there as well. You can usually I recommend taking the options whichever are closer to the price, right? If you were taking at 518s or 517s, you can see they went from like $3 to $7, 100% trade on those QQQs here. So nothing special than yesterday. Same thing that I was teaching you in the yesterday's video. Same thing we did today on the shorting SPY QQQ. All timestamp guidance here. You want to look at VIX. You can see that what VIX did initially in the morning pushed right into the 21. So that was the money maker, guys. If you traded with $1,000 puts, you made 2,500, or if you traded with 5,000, depending on your account size, you made 10 grand. So that's the opportunities you find. There's no reason to be long. VIX is elevated, clouds are telling you the short, the daily chart is breaking a level, so you just should be a short. Watch a Twitter short that I just posted, that will help you as well. But yes, beautiful winner, timestamp guidance, premier planning, everything there. Not going to spend too much time. I covered this in detail in yesterday. Let's go to the next one. All right, so next one we're going to look at Amazon, Google, Meta, all those. If you look here on the, let me go to here and look at these levels. Take a look at the Amazon support levels. Take a look at Meta support levels, right? Google support levels, Netflix support levels. There's a reason I provide this to the community every day, because when market is trending either bearish or bullish, you just need to use these levels. And there's no buying. There is simply no buying. And this was mostly on voice guidance to the short. You can short the QQQs, you can short the market, you can short NVIDIA, or you can short Google, or you can long leverage ETFs, semiconductor bear ETF, you can long it. They were long right away. Go to the previous screen, pause it, and see how this sell-off worked out. Literally, the Amazon flushed from 211 all the way to 25s. You look at any other short in the market, because when market is heavy, you just pick a short and trade it. And you see there was not even a single candle that pushed over Google or pushed over the 512. So there was no reason to be long. Again, I have covered it in yesterday's videos in detail. Watch it. If you still got bagged in the morning, watch it. There was some kind of a call, but that was not a high confidence call, guys. It was very choppy call. Was not a big fan, and then market went into the chop. You most likely, if you were trying to long the market midday here after this 512 calls, you got chopped. Reason being because VIX was always holding this level, bouncing from 19, bouncing from 20, 19, bounced. Reject 20, bounce 19. So that creates a chop, and that's where you lose money. So you simply step away when this happens. And, but Amazon was a good call. That was a relative strength call. This is a 512 call, just stops right here, and you take all the way up. But apart from Amazon, there were not amazing calls in the market. Most of the money is made in the first few hours. So all these trades were beautiful trades in the community. Amazon was good, Google, all beautiful trades. We literally, like I covered on yesterday's video, you could short anything when market is heavy. Anyways, let's go to the next one. All right, this is the one I gonna cover in detail, is Tesla. So what was happening in Tesla? So Tesla, the news was there. Europe sales declined 45%. Do not ignore the news, right? Usually I mark it as red. Today I didn't mark it as red, as high focus, but anyways, it was our high focus when I'll show you right now. 325 support, 333. And I did say in the pre-market that 325 is a huge level. So this is the news. Market is bearish. Let's go to the daily chart. Let's look at the chart that I tweeted yesterday. What was it? So make or break day for Tesla tomorrow. Bounce of 325 support. If don't hold tomorrow, we can see more downside, right? So you see that I was ready. We were ready with this level, 325. And what happened next? You want to see what happened next? This is what happened next. See, this is after, and this is before. And when I'm trading intraday, I don't ignore that. I do not ignore that. I have no reason to be long Tesla. On top of it, it's not only a technical move, it's also a news-based move. There's a news as well, which is triggering that move. It's not just the technical sell-off with the market. There's a news as well. And that's why we were short all day. And starting from the open, let me show you here. So let's go here. Let's look here on the Tesla. Okay, let's see here. Right at 9:31, I said Tesla short, 325 short. Right here, the cloud break short. Market is heavy. The first target is 320. Our stops are over 325. As long as 325 stays, we stay short. 320, we cover some. Then I explained to my community why 325 is important. I posted the chart yesterday night, not this morning, and told 380 next target, and then 350 next target, and 310. How you trade is, if you have 320 puts which are going from $6 to $12, you made $5,000. You throw your next year puts, roll further into the next puts. Our final target was 300. That was my final target, all the way timestamp guidance here. 300 final target, 301 small buyer. I told everyone, and you can see that how the options on Tesla today just went crazy. 320s was one I was trading, so those went from like $6 all the way to $24, right? That was like 300% gain on those. So that was a beautiful trade, and the reasoning behind trade I just explained to you. And people are like, should we buy it? No buying, no buying. We did try to buy right at 300 bounce. But remember, it never closed over the 512s. We tried this curl, it failed. We got out. We gave it back a small profit. But after that, a lot of traders shorted it again. You short this 512s break again, then took it right back down there as well. When it was bouncing over 300, this is a D minus setup because you have to risk the low of the day. That's the only possibility. There's no guarantee it's going to push up, because understand, it's not only just with the market. Market was bouncing and Tesla didn't even budge. This told me that it's more about the news. It's more about the news. I've made so many videos on Tesla, so many epic trades when Tesla was going all the way up. You can go on YouTube, see the live stamped guidance. We were trading long every day. Epic trades. You can just trade Tesla for living every day. I mean, if you were trading Tesla, if you don't want to trade Tesla, you trade TSLL. You short TSLL from $17 to $14. You long TSLQ. So you long TSLQ. So you long that from $36 to $41. So there's opportunity to make money everywhere, not just with the puts, not just with the options, right? Even if you were risk $1,000, you made $4 or $5,000 on Tesla today, right? And that's more than enough for your everyday targets. Look, Tesla, even the 1 day is bullish on TSLQ. So it's all about 300 now, guys. It's all about 300 tomorrow. We're not out of the wood yet. If it holds 300, you want to long it, your stops at 300, 298, D minus long, right? But if it breaks that 300, we can go way lower. Look right here, it's bouncing from. It's bouncing from weekly Ripster 3450 clouds. So if it bounces from weekly Ripster 350 clouds, that's our stops. But again, trend is still bearish. So treat it, always remember, when trend is bearish, these are D minus, F minus, C minus trades. They are not A plus longs. You see, we gave a little bit of money trying to long here, but overall a huge winner, right? Because huge winner, that was like the traders in the community literally shorted it for $25 per share. I mean, just amazing trade by the community traders. All the traders just literally nailed it. I mean, it was really fun day. Roro got like $15 per share, right? Frying Pan got 100%, and you can see that all community works together to trade it. And you will see none of us is trying to long from here to here. None of us is trying to long it, right? So that's the beauty. And even I covered this in yesterday's video about the 325, and a lot of traders watched my recap and they shorted it. You have to short. When it's time to short, you have to short. If you do not short, at least you do not buy. You do not get bagged buying Tesla from the top. All right, guys. So that was a Tesla, guys, detailed recap. It's very simple setup on the daily chart that I explained yesterday. Break of the 325, timestamp guidance all the way down. So hopefully you learn from this and next time you remember it. And there were 300 bounces were D minus setups, but it was all day selling, guys. 10% down at one point. this is not what you buy, because even when market was bouncing, it was not bouncing. We'll see how Tesla does tomorrow. The plan for Tesla tomorrow is pretty simple. If it holds 300 dips, swipes back up over the 3450 clouds, we will long it, because then we'll try to see if it can push towards the MTF clouds. But the bounces just doesn't come in one day. But if the market is bullish, then maybe it helps us out. But remember, the overall trend is bearish. It doesn't really bounce one day 70 points up. That's not how it works. There was this trend which was bullish, euphoric, and then this trend which is bearish, right? So understand the trend. I posted about this chart as well some time back, understanding the long-term trend. Anyways, hopefully you learned a lot from this. Even if you do, hopefully you made profits from my video yesterday, or if you did trade Tesla, please tell me, ask me in comments. Let me know, because I put this out every day for you. If you're a follower on Twitter, let me know if this helped you manage the Tesla trade, or make longs or shorts, or manage longs or make shorts money on Tesla. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, let's look at next one. Next one was kind of a loser, but it was loser well managed, because we knew market is kind of heavy. So TEM, what was the plan on TEM? TEM. The plan on TEM was only long 512 calls, bearish bias, MTF below. So when it turns the MTF bounce from MTF, you take that amateur long. That's an amateur long. And that amateur long actually pushed to 65. The further you add, more you are risking on this amateur candle, because if you're adding here, you're risking like $4 or $5. You are going to be destroyed. You watch the pullbacks. When it was pulling back to the MTF, we tried to bounce here, take a long here. The right away it broke, and we took a loss of $1, and then we moved on. And then I told traders, you can short it. But the point to understand here is this pullback long did not work. Why it did not work? Because the market was weak, and there was more sellers here, and it's under the 1 hour MTF, it's under the 20 MTF, only the 50 daily MTF is trying to hold it up. Even then, there's a lot of profit to be made from this 60 short all the way to 55s, right? So we lost on the long side, but the traders did short it. So beautiful done by traders on TEM short, and morning long, well managed loser. All right, so next one we're going to look at is HD. It's Home Depot. So let's see what was our Home Depot. Home Depot was our long right at the open. It was MTF long, 1 hour MTF long. Our stops were at 390, and it went on to go to 401 from 390 to ads. Let's see the pre-market planning. Home Depot, long over 1 hour MTF, short under. The planning was given in the pre-market, 380 support, 388 resistance, 1 hour MTF, long over 1 hour MTF. That was the plan, and the plan worked to the perfection. You can see that the guidance 933, 1 hour long, and from 392 to 401, we got $7 to $8 shares profit, and we stopped out. Our target was 401. You can see here, but we may hit 401. Our target was 400. We hit 401, and then we broke 512, and this is where you exit, and then the trade is done. Now let's look at some other movers as well. On the game plan, Lily was on our game plan today. We were watching this 900 breakout. Didn't really pan out fully. Did push for us to 910, 912. It was just a morning trade. Right at the open, you can see that. And my target was 910. From 900 breakout goes to 912. But again, the market was heavy. It pulls back. Then you get out. If you didn't take the profit here, then it was like it was flat trade, but it was a decent morning trade. And you see, this was the daily breakout that I was talking about. That's why you need to analyze your daily charts, even if you're day trading. All right, next one, we're going to look at Zoom. Zoom was short in the open, but it kind of chopped us in middle. It was short right at the open. Let's look at the pre-market planning. Bearish bias. It was the bearish bias. It was bearish bias to short the pops. So Zoom was a bearish bias to short the pops, and right away Zoom was the short right at the open. If you focus it right at the 77, 76, 50 area, you short it right away, flushes to 72s, and then it started to hold up. And then I gave a warning that it's going to bounce back. So you kind of cut it when you see this consolidation, and then you reshort it. It failed the clouds again, and you reshort it at this failures. Usually I don't like this setup. I want a clean fade, because once it starts to base and push over the clouds, it messes up the trade. But the reason it did this is because the first amateur candle was from 77 to 73. That was a pretty long candle there. Almost the full ATR was traded in that candle, right? So make sure you understand that how that works. But that was Zoom trade today in the community. We had such a beautiful trades on the shorts. We didn't really need to focus on that, but I just wanted to recap on the Zoom short. All right, so next one I'm going to recap is BABA. So BABA was a gap and crap, but something to note here is when the BABA was gap crapping, you always draw your Fibonacci's and you see where it can bounce. So BABA was definitely a gap and crap. You can see that, and it was on our, I think it was on our day 2s, I guess, or maybe it was on our game plan. Let's see here. It was somewhere we were watching it. It was somewhere on our game plan. But BABA was a gap and crap, gapping up, and then it was a short right here at the open. Then you fade it from 133s, but you see the Fibonacci level, which you can manage however you want to manage it. From high of the day, you can put it on the high of, not on the high of the day, at least the high of the pre-market, from the close. You can see this is 131 is the area of interest, and there's a support resistance here. So it has a chance to bounce here. So you cover here and you close your shorts here, and you see it push right back to the MTF cloud. So that was again just a morning gap and crap short, not a full gap and crap, but did give like a couple of points there. But the traders, my traders, or everyone I teach, they know this Fibonacci concept, so they can manage those trades well. I mentioned the 131 support, and that's where exactly it bounced from. All right, so next one we're going to look at is HIMS. Let's check it out. HIMS. So HIMS was a short, but when it's tried to push again, it's similar to the TEMS, right? Both of these plays didn't kind of, we were so busy in it. Trend move, right? It's important to understand the trend move. Trend move was long. If you took that long, you get out and you stop out, break even, and then it becomes a short right here, and then you short it back down there to the 50 MTF clouds. So it's very important to understand between HIMS and TEM what they really did, right? So HIM was a curl, but then it became a short, right? So you have to take the amateur move, but once HIMS breaks down, you have to exit it, right? So that was the amateur move. Trend move was a short, amateur move was a loser. I mean, amateur move was not a loser, but you still need to understand that how these two panned out, TEM and HIMS, right? So very important there. Oh, so next one we're going to look at is MSTR. MSTR was another one of our short, beautiful short, gave us short. This was a very proud of MSTR as well today, because MSTR pre-market planning, Bitcoin down, check the crypto levels. I gave those crypto levels, follow the Bitcoins, and you see once it broke 268, and that was it. And 261, there was no looking back. It was a short. My target was 250. Simple, rejected 3450 clouds. That tells you that's your risk. It's not going over. Broke the pre-market lows. Tells you it's going lower. When it breaks the pre-market lows, you can have your stops right here, and you just fade it. Initially, target was 250, went lower, but the main trade was this short at the open. So that was the timestamp guidance and the pre-market planning. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, next one we want to look at is PLTR. So PLTR was a short as well. It was a day 2 setup. Daily MTF, bouncing from the support, and then it was a gap and crap right back to the support. Nothing special there, but definitely a short trade. Like, let's look at some other earning plays. We had TCOM. So TCOM was a gapping down. Let's look at the pre-market planning. TCOM was bearish buys to short the pop, highlighted red as one of the main plays. This kind of worked out, right? 159.50 gave up. That was it. It was a short right at the open, right flush in the first 1 hour from 58.50s to the 55s. You could make $3 share profit there. So that was a nice one. Also want to look at one DPZ. It was on our game plan. I didn't really focus on this one, but the traders traded it in the community. So I just want to recap here. Whenever something has earning a prior day, you always focus on that. DPZ was daily and hourly MTF levels. The DPZ becomes important because there's a 50 MTF right here, 20 MTF right here, 1 hour MTF right here, right? So many MTFs. So what is that? There's a daily EMAs telling that the trend is changing. 1 hour EMAs. So you take long on this 3450 calls, your stops under that. And if you look at the levels I gave on DPZ, it was 458 and 460. So once those levels are breached, it's a long, you take a long and you trade it all day. That was almost, even for 460s, that was like $12 to $15 profit per share, risking what, $3-4. That's a good risk reward trade as well. So anyways, guys, that was it for today. Main was the more opening shorts and Tesla shorts. Let's see what market does tomorrow. Make sure you watch VIX tomorrow. It's important to watch VIX. If VIX stays under 19, breaks 18, we'll be long. If VIX hold 19, we will be cautious. Thank you.